You know what's crazy? Chingo was right. We didn't hit record in enough time, and we missed out on some content here.
A lot of combo,
fellas.
man.
A lot of comedy, a lot of crazy shit. But see, the thing is, when you start like that, sometimes YouTube tells you to go fuck yourself.
Correct.
They do.
And that's why we smart, and we did it the way we did it.
We did it the way we did it, dog. So I'm going to start with something that I seen not on YouTube, but on Instagram. I seen y'all talking about...
here we go.
Ketchup on tamales, Chingo a la verga, brother.
So look. No, all I was saying is, it's some people do it, and to each his own, and I kind of see why they do it. But I was really promoting the Mayo. I was standing on Mayo, big Mayo business.
Yeah, that's
Mayo.
great. That's
you know what? I know
brother.
my wife's family does it, and I thought the same thing. I was like, what the fuck? I want a divorced woman.
For sure.
And I was like, what? Nah. She's like, your family don't do it like that? So she just thought a lot of people did it, and it's like her family. And I was like, maybe it's from like that part of Mexico where y'all from or something. I think it's just something her grandma
just said, fuck
started.
it,
Maybe they were poor, and they're like, man, look, this is all we got right now. We got to get some calories. I don't know. I'll speculate as to why, but I tried it. I was like, okay, I fuck with a little food lube. You know what I'm saying?
Food lube. That was the key part about it, bro.
Hold up. Food lube is crazy
Because like
work.
a lot of tamales outside of New Mexico doesn't have the New Mexico red chili is a little saucy in itself, but I feel like outside of New Mexico, a lot of tamales can get dry, so they do need that food lube.
I like how you threw in that we have the best tamales in all the land. Y'all see that? I'm not going to argue with them, dog.
You know what? Tell me more about Albuquerque, tamales in Albuquerque. Like, what are some good spots or some memories growing up?
The best tamales you're going to find in Albuquerque, brother, are either my pad or my tias.
Yes.
100%.
Christmas time, how early do they start whipping up?
Brother, so we start like right when the fucking green chili comes down, right? So we're like right around
they use the green
October.
chili. They use the green chili in them?
I do. So, I'm about to give away some game because I'm sitting across from the motherfucking tamale kingpin.
Tamale kingpin
right?
/ masa dealer.
I never thought in my wildest dreams I'd be giving you a little cheat code that I got, brother, but here we are.
Here we go.
So what I do, brother, is obviously we spread the masa, right? And then I'll throw the pork and red chili on top of it. But before I throw the pork and red chili on top of it, I'll get a green chili and I'll slice it and I'll lay it on top of the masa. Then I throw the pork and green chili on top of it.
Damn.
That shit, my dog, is gas.
That shit made me want to rap about tamales right now.
You know what I'm saying?
I got some work in the freezer light right now. That if I let it thaw out, you putos pipe down.
Hey, there better be a beat behind that when we drop this shit, Jay.
Bro, I got you.
That shit,
Whip it up, ship it out, back to my town.
There we go.
Nationwide tour, baby. Yeah, I don't know. I fell off on that.
That was going.
I'm a little rusty.
Hey,
Actually, I recorded that rap, but I just don't remember it.
You don't remember
I got some work in the freezer light right now. I got another nice tamal bar that I did with my boy Bo Bundy. It said, uno, dos, tres, ahí te guacho. Feeling froggy, then jump, little sapos. Chingo Bling with the big tamarindo. ¿Quién es ese chico with the platinum hocico? Tamales went viral, top of the charts. You ain't gotta wait till Christmas, I'm whipping in March. In 2001, I was covered in starch. I had masa in a lot in them grocery carts.
Hey.
Been paisa, way before paisa was popping. See us in the kitchen, that mean new shit dropping.
Hey, that needs some fucking fake noise right there on the roadcaster.
Hit the applause button.
I'm hearing myself hot as fuck in my headphones, dog. Louder than either I'm excited or
y'all,
that shit.
everybody sound great.
Okay, good. Dog, those were fucking tamale bars right there, bro.
Masa bars.
Man,
Yeah,
bro,
dog.
we talked about cooking them up in March. I think that hit everybody, dog.
Whipping in March.
Around
It
over
did.
here, I think tamales are also a year-round sport, bro.
It is.
You get them every time, because I know my nana always had like a batch frozen, bro, in the freezer. So every time summer came around, we ate too much of the Twinkies. Tamales came out the next day, like, damn.
We just finished the frozen tamales like last week. Mm-hmm. And they still hit the same. I mean, I'm not sure if like the science backs it, but in my mind, it tasted the same.
That one rap about I got some work in the freezer light right now. That if I let it thaw out, you put those pipe down. That I literally had in our freezer in the garage. We had already went through all our tamales, right? So it was like the last one that was a little frostbit and a little suspect.
Little gray?
No, they weren't gray. But I remember vividly where I saw them and I was like, man, I'm gonna have to throw those out later today. I ain't got time right now. And then later I get home And I smelled tamales, and my babysitter, she's hardcore Mexican. And she was like, oiga, los tamales que están allí, like the tamales that were there, she's like, man, I heated them bitches up. She was like, man, this is all in Spanish. She's like, man, them bitches is buzzing. and I was like, nah. I was like, damn, Luisa, I was gonna throw them away. Man, I tried them, and I had to literally go up, cut the mic on. I was like, I gotta talk my shit.
There it is.
Because I remember making that batch, and then they went hard.
That's crazy, dog. Hey, we all got that. I'm telling you, he's right. It's kind of like a year-round thing around these motherfuckers because then once the ones we got in the freezers are done, we still got motherfuckers out here slanging tamales left and right.
Bro, I ain't Catholic or nothing, but I remember one time I was working at this marketing agency up on Eubank and Wantabo, and this little Mexican dude would come by and he would deliver green chili salmon tamales for like Good Friday.
Oh, did you say green chili salmon?
Yeah, bro. Type shit.
Yo,
Type shit.
that might
Green chili salmon,
the Mayo might kick on that joint right there.
So green chili salmon.
New Mexican green chili salmon tamales. Best tamales I've ever had, bro. So sorry.
For real?
Sorry, Mom.
Yeah. You know what's even more fucked up though? We live in the desert, dog. There ain't no motherfucking oceans or salmon anywhere near this bitch.
Yeah.
Where the fuck was that salmon coming from, dog?
Right,
How to
dog.
swim here?
It might have just been some Pecos trout or something like that, bro.
Probably. It's a little pink, dog. Just a little
Salmon.
Salmon.
I got it.
Air quotes.
Salmon. Hey, well, before we get too far, let's fucking intro this shit or what?
Yeah, man.
bro.
You are now tuned in to Respect the Connect. I'm your host, Johnny James, and I'm back again with a few of my nearest and dearest. My dog, Jay, ain't smoking today. Trav's in the building.
Already.
What's poppin', Jay?
Bro, this episode and the motherfucking tamales
The
is popping.
tamales is popping. Hey, the tamales, you better
said
not
it
say
like I should've
tamales.
said it, bro.
The tamales are popping, Jason.
The Tom Ali's.
The tamales. Hey, my dog Anthony A's in the building. What's poppin', Anthony?
Yo, what up, Anthony A? A.K.A. The Brunch Tortilla, A.K.A. Lil Latinx, A.K.A. Ill, you're sweating.
AKA I eat salmon tamales.
Hello,
AKA it's just water, baby.
It's just water, baby.
It's my cup. Don't worry about what's in my cup.
Is in the building.
Already.
And as you guys can see, we are joined by Chingo motherfucking Bling. Episode 111. Make some motherfucking noise.
I was finna give you all my aliases. Chingo Blingo with the big tamarindo, the ghetto vaquero, el rey de foreplay, the tamale kingpin, the masa messiah.
There we go.
Versace mariachi. I think I ran out.
Hey, the Versace mariachi, that's gangster
You know what I'm
right there,
saying?
dog. You know what I mean?
You know, law-abiding taxpayer. You know what I'm
Hey,
talking about?
that's-
Poquito bling right now. You
That's
know what
the
I'm
one
saying?
you gotta really hit them with, dog.
Yeah.
Especially
Father,
when
husband. You know
they
what I'm
be
saying?
showing the shit on social media. People be thinking things are crazier than they are.
Yeah.
The tax-paying, law-abiding
Oh,
citizen.
I got some good news in my email today, boy, because I'm fighting these little property taxes back home. And man, I got a good little email.
That's
where
good.
they had to, you know what I'm saying, knock some shit down on that Uncle Sam or whoever it is over
Damn,
there.
dog. The property taxes, they don't fuck around with either, bro.
Get your ass.
Shit,
Make your
man.
mortgage go up.
You could actually pay people's property taxes. That way you have like a stake in that property. Did you know that?
Can you?
You could
Yeah.
put a lien on they
You
shit.
could put a lien on.
Oh, yeah.
And they,
You pay
and,
it, and then they owe you.
they owe you the money with interest, like some loan shark.
Yeah, I don't know about with interest, but
Could you imagine pulling up like, hey, I paid your property taxes. This shit mine, dog.
I mean, HOA could put a lien on your house.
Yup.
Shit.
You know what's crazy down
For
here?
weeds.
Since we still got a lot of like Spanish land grant lands, so like you can trace some of this shit back to like the motherfucking King of Spain, dog, which is crazy. So, but what's nuts is if you set up a fence, don't fucking do this, fuckers. I don't even want to say it now. If you set up a fence on land out there that's not taken care of, and you take care of it for 5 years,
Like a squatter.
it's technically yours.
You a squatter.
Yeah,
You could take that shit.
That's colonization, brother.
Yeah, right. Wearing the Duke's hat, dog.
Dude, you got the gold.
Well, you got the gold
dog,
one.
You got the golden Duke hat, dog. He's the dude.
He got the. I'll go put a fence on your
I'll
property.
go put a
Let your grass grow long for 2 weeks.
take care of this shit for 5 years. This shit mine, dog.
See if I don't come pay your property taxes.
Hey, it's funny though when you said Versace, you reminded me of one of my homies used to say, he's like, man, we go to the flea market, get our Versace, the V was a B Versace.
Versace.
Hey, bro, I ain't even gonna front. I got my start, bro, and made a lot of my first like real legit money at the flea market, bro.
Oh yeah, I mean that's why I started in the game, college radio and
Yeah.
flea market.
Flea market. Mm-hmm. I
Just
watched,
testing out my product, you know, putting mixtapes out there and
Yeah.
just seeing what it do.
my boy, you know, my dog Romero. I know you guys.
Yeah,
are close.
metal, yeah.
Man, bro, when I first started rocking with him, I was hitting the flea market, but like not like y'all were hitting the flea market,
Okay.
dog. Like he showed me like, oh, bet this a grind right here, dog.
Yeah,
Like,
there were levels.
I remember one time, bro, we were leaving the Arizona flea market. We're in Phoenix, a big ass flea market out there. So we're leaving, and someone's like, "Hey, Meadow, let me get a fucking picture, dog." We're in the crosswalk. Meadow said, "Hold up." Threw the table down, popped open a fucking package of CDs, brother, cracked off a CD, a shirt, a hat, and signed an autograph. And he didn't give a fuck. We started a line, dog. That's the grind that it takes, though.
Yeah, that mixtape era was crazy. Mom and pop stores, a store list, distribution. Like the way we're recording a podcast right now, back then it was, we in the studio, we got to finish this mixtape. So you working on the hook, everybody's writing their verse, and next track, pull up another beat. Boom, Kings of Spring Break, Volume 5, and boom, 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 the DJ's mixing. And before you know it, you multiple mixtapes in. And, Texas had a lot of mom and pop shops, but there were shops popping up all over. And it was a beautiful era, man. And that's when the record label started calling. And that's when I had to start turning down record deals like Bad Boy.
Hey.
Bad Boy Latino. And
now looking
everybody
back,
thought I was crazy, dog. Hey. Everybody's like, man, you tripping, fool. Dog, it's fucking P. Diddy, fool.
Was a signing bonus a bunch of baby oil?
You know what? I've been watching The Case, and I've been trying to put the timeline together. Because I'm like, it was 2005 when he was trying to get me to sign. So I'm like listening to testimony like, bitch, when was it? Because I didn't see any signs. And I'm like, I only went to 2 parties, and it wasn't even that kind of party.
Wasn't that kind of party. There's a difference between a party and a freak off, I think, right?
Well,
you would assume.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Now, from what I'm learning, right? From what I'm seeing in this court case, he so far what we've seen in the case is testimony from like Cassie herself, Kid Cudi, personal assistants, which this will fuck my head up, bro, because I've been following the case. But it never really felt real, because it's like I haven't dealt with this dude since 2005, but I'm seeing all this monstrosity come out. And I'm like, I know he went up to that shit back then. And then they had an assistant go up there on a trial. And I saw her picture, and I was like, yo,
you
that's
remember
the lady that was his assistant at the time. And she worked with him on and off for years. So I'm like, what the fuck? It's hitting too close to home. And I told my wife, I'm like, babe, come look at this. Look, that lady. I was like, she was the assistant. When it was time to go to the club, she's the one that brought the clothes out. You know what I mean? Like, okay, here's your suit. Go get dressed. It was all white party.
And so the timeline is adding up.
Yeah, I showed up white party, white cowboy hat, white suit, white Asher's boots with the Nike swoosh, looking like a glass of horchata, which was a liability. You don't want to look too good.
Hell no, especially now looking back.
Yeah,
dog.
now
looking back.
At first, it was like, ooh,
Yeah.
boy, that's how y'all doing it. Yeah, that's how y'all
like-
do it out here.
he'd have
Let me
been
see
like-
the boots one more time,
He'd
man.
be like,
That's how y'all
Chingo,
do it.
take a picture with his baby oil real quick,
Yeah,
dog.
yeah.
Like real quick, dog. Like that,
Yeah.
bro. That you're
Put
talking
your
about
roost out.
What? What do you mean?
He's like, no, Cleto. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's what I mean. Cassie, get over here. Take him to the back real
He
quick.
didn't start dating. I'm serious about this timeline. He didn't start dating Cassie till after that.
That's good.
So
He was with J-Lo then.
honestly, y'all could Google like what
Hey,
type
Landward's over there. You need to bring up that timeline, Landward's.
in 2005 if he had like a public relationship or not.
Man, and see, that's the thing, bro. You look, bro, now everything starts looking suspect, right? Pac getting taken out look a little weird. Biggie getting taken out look a little weird.
Yeah, but dude, think about it, dog. Like I dodged a bullet.
Fuck yeah, dog.
Like I could have been a witness or a victim.
Imagine you would have thrown Molotov cocktails in your fucking whip, dog.
And you know what? Like it's so trippy because it just really reminds you that when you sign a contract with certain people, you don't be knowing what type of reputation or like they're gonna try to hold your money. Like how many stories did we hear about like Mace not being happy with his situation? So many of their artists not being happy with the situation, and just like really like certain type of business practices instead of choosing to be a good dude. You know what I'm saying? To where it could have been like I always look at like, you know, like at your funeral, you want people to say good shit. So he could have been a dude where it's like, man, this dude put me on. He always gave me good game, good homie, always looked out, always did business right, you know, found talent, made hits, made people happy. But instead, you chose to be a pervert.
Oh, dog, diabolical. At his funeral, be like, this dude walked out with his dick in his hand. We were at fucking Chuck E. Cheese, bro. It's this, that. No one gonna say good shit anymore, dog. And now you got people changing lyrics and songs, right? Like I was listening to MGK's Wild Boy the other day, right? And he's like, cause I'm a bad boy, cause I'm with Diddy. I was like, oh.
Cause his name rhymed with shit. It hit different.
And because it's only 2 syllables, right? Diddy. So it's easy. You can fit that shit. Pun intended.
I rhymed his name a few times. On the Grills remix, I was like, I could go diamond for diamond against Diddy. Hell no. He ain't just say what I think he said, Diddy. And it was like fly at the time. But now it's like,
oh shit.
Hey man, how many times you gonna say that man's name, bro?
I think that bar is like a little like, you know, fuck you now at this point too. If you go diamond for diamond with Diddy. At this point you go diamond for diamond. The only diamonds he has are like jail cuffs and shit.
Bro, that fool in there with 4-wheelers and shit in fucking jail.
Was that real?
Dirt bikes and shit.
That was an
question.
AI?
Good question. AI getting a little scary.
True.
AI getting a little
It looked
scary.
a little dingy though.
I don't know.
I think it was
The real, have you seen AI now? Don't look dingy no more. They just came up with that Google VO Theo Vaughn or whatever the fuck it's called. The Google 3.
Yeah,
that
I've
shit
seen all
look
kinds
real.
of fake shit.
Motherfuckers are like, I'm not AI. They don't have us locked in here, bro. Then there's layers to that shit. That's the bro. I start smoking weed and I start thinking, holy fuck, dude. Cause that shit could be us, bruh.
Yeah.
We could be in a simulation the same fucking way.
Now
bruh.
you talking my type of shit.
You know what I'm saying?
I like where this is going now.
Bro, cause we can.
Hey, you know what? Sometimes you interact with people, and this is rare, right? But sometimes you just feel the energy, especially in this industry, bro, where it's certain type of people move a certain way, and you just feel a certain thing. We can't see every dimension, but you just kind of be like, all right, this dude's an agent. Or girls more than anything. Cause it's kind of like in the movie Matrix.
With the red dress.
Yeah, the red dress, follow the white rabbit. She had the rabbit tattoo.
Yup.
So, I mean, that's how the devil could work for shit show. When it's like, man, she's bad, fool. She's telling me all the right things, dog. Nah, perrits. She's the one, fool. And it's like, she an agent.
Yeah, I've definitely had moments in my life of like, yo, who sent you?
Yeah.
Type shit. Okay, cool, I'm glad that resonated. I was really nervous. I was really nervous to admit that. I was really nervous to admit
Who
that.
you with? Friend or foe?
Yeah.
Who sent you, bro?
You being a little
Who sent you?
That white rabbit's
what?
got me in some trouble, dog.
That's
You don't
on-
want to follow down that motherfucking rabbit hole a lot of times, bro.
Yeah.
And see, I can't remember what album it was when Royce said he's all, you know you a king when you could turn you down a bad bitch, right? When we were younger, I mean, I'll even admit to it straight out the gate, brother. For me, it was quantity over quality, brother. I wanted to get them notches, right? I'm like, bro, I don't give a fuck. Fucking 2 5s is a 10, brother. You know what I'm saying? I know, man.
5 2s is 10, dog. 5 2s is 10, baby.
3 3s is a 9.
It's a 9. That's close enough, dog. That's close enough.
At first, I was like, I've always thought that was kind of like a harsh way to look at it of scaling people up, but then I realized I'm a 2 to some people. So then, you know what I'm saying? So I fuck yeah, dude, let's do it. Get it quality. Have you? So never mind. You know what?
Never mind. I'm gonna leave it.
Early on when you started, it's quantity over quality, though.
Yeah, it was. It was quantity over quality, right? Yeah. Same shit, you know what I'm saying, when I was out here moving peasies, right? All I had was brick weed, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna move as much of it as I can because this shit really ain't that good. But
bars.
you can even it out, right?
That's bars right there.
You know what I mean? You can even it out by the amount you can move. That's what I thought. But when it comes to the
Volume,
exchange
it's like
event,
Walmart,
volume, exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Damn,
Or Burlington Coat Factory maybe closer.
Come on now, we setting up shop.
We do.
I got it for low, like the Burlington.
Like the Burlington. The stitching might be a little fucked up, but you know what I'm saying?
But the brick is clean,
The
though.
brick is clean, dog.
Who sent you?
Fuck yeah, dude.
I got the bricks moving me easy.
It was. And then I realized that shit ain't like moving bricks of shitty fucking chronic because you're exchanging energy with a motherfucker, dog. And that shit stays, bro.
Bars.
Sticks around, right?
Bars.
And I'm like, oh, wait, what the fuck am I really doing out here?
We talking spiritually transmitted
That's good
diseases?
game.
Spiritually transmitted.
Spiritually
disease.
transmitted
Yeah.
diseases.
That's STD.
That's bars, right?
Bro,
That's the worst kind. You can't get rid of that shit.
All the young kings, you better rewind this part. Tune in.
Because that's what it is. And I think it's, as we're all young, dog, that's what you want. It's like, oh, bro,
Yeah, you out there.
plowed through that shit, dog.
We outside.
I'm kang-dang-a-lang around this motherfucker.
We outside.
We outside. Until you fuck around and find the one that puts your ass inside. for a while.
Damn,
with some
bro.
penicillin.
Yeah, all type of
Then
all
you do
type
your
of ways.
soul.
Then you doing like wild passive. Like, well, I'm petty and I be doing like wild out of pocket shit when I was in love. But like I'm also like kind of sensitive. I ain't like a mean guy. So like I did like petty shit. One time me and my girl broke up and her coworkers didn't know yet. And she worked at the mall and I was like, oh, all right, I'm gonna do some shit. I went and bought all of her coworkers coffee.
Damn.
And then I walked in there and I delivered it to them. And all the coworkers were like, oh my God, Anthony, you're the best.
And then you broke the news. See y'all later.
Mic drop. I'm out this bitch. The real question
Never
is, though,
again.
what mall, though? Because I'm going to know what kind of female she was.
At
Was
the
she
time,
Cottonwood or Coronado?
Cottonwood, dog. Cottonwood
so she
Mall.
was- so-
at the time,
Okay.
Cottonwood is a white people mall.
So I was about to say, you had yourself a Rio Rancho little gringa, brother.
Yeah, dog.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so at the time, yeah, man. But that was like, yeah, I remember Pussy had me out of pocket on that.
You flexed with the coffee, too, on a fucking gringa.
Nailed
over
every
there in
single
Rio
orders
Rancho.
and shit.
Hey, so
Yeah.
what happened? So you dropped off the coffee, and what'd you say?
Well, she gave me the New Mexico like female fucking death stare,
I'ma
right?
stab
Like,
you.
why are you doing this?
Like, yeah. Mhm.
So you got them
Like,
all coffee except her?
Huh? And I got her coffee too.
You wrote their names on each cup, Stephanie. I know you're watching your carbs, Steph.
I know you like your venti upside down,
Yeah.
Stephanie.
Carla,
Yeah.
how's the grandson?
Yes.
How you doing? How you doing?
Four shots over ice? The huge?
Over oat milk?
Confessional, low key the night before, I was grinding up on my women before that. So
So you were out here doing dirty deeds, dog.
dirty deeds, bro. Dirty deeds, bro.
Done dirt cheap.
Yeah, dog. But I never really committed the crime though, because I don't think I have enough dick for a side chick.
Damn, bro. You know we're live, right? You don't have to admit that, dog.
So it is what it is. I ain't gonna cheat on you, baby girl. There's not enough this to go around.
Hey, that's good game. I got limitations, baby.
Know yours.
Yeah, you could just rest assured I ain't outside like that.
8 to 12 minutes.
Hey, these bitches be out here fucking anything, dog. So it don't matter, bro. You could have a side chick over here fucking with a one piece and a biscuit. For real, dog.
Damn, bro. Which is wild because I don't know how women continue to get played by us because we dumb as fuck. like females are so smart, but men, when it comes to the heterosexual man, bro, we be making some dumb decisions. Like I barely can like keep up with my grocery list, but yet I have 3 women in my life. That's crazy.
Whoa, you got 3 women in your life.
You just said you didn't have enough dick for a side piece. Now you got 3. The lie detector test determined that was a lie.
He like, everybody got their inch? Okay,
Hey,
cool.
all right, you
Y'all good?
good?
Got the inch.
Y'all
Stephanie
good?
got a half. She's short though, so it's good.
That was casualty of trying to clip farm that. My bad, guys.
We clip farming perfect right there.
That's
dog.
gonna be edited real
Yeah,
nice.
It is real nice. He's gonna be like, I ain't got enough dick, but I got 3. There's an inch for each of y'all.
We're still talking frozen tamales.
Yeah. Nah, it's funny, dog. We talked about this last week, bro, and I think, yeah, you're right. You know, we do some dumb shit. Like, we cheat stupid, right? Women are diabolical about that shit. Like, they will rip your gizzards out in front of you and show them to you for all the world to see. But I think it's because, and it's another reason why relationships are hard nowadays, dog, right? Like I said this last week, like, my fucking grandpa could have had a fucking family in Farmington that we never knew of, dog.
Back
Ever.
then, back then, wasn't
that's
no
what I'm saying.
Instagram.
No Instagram. The only reason we know now is because of the genealogy. I'm like, shit, I got a fucking uncle in fucking Zimbabwe. What the fuck? Back then, you didn't. Same thing with the women. They didn't have a lot of options, right? Because now, bro, you got fucking Jeff, Tom, Cruise from fucking Miami.
We let women work now, so now they got work husbands.
They got work husbands.
Oh, they can vote now. Oh, you might meet somebody in
You
the
might see somebody in the voting booth.
Hold on, who said you could drive? You might meet somebody while you driving.
So, bro, we're constantly shooting shots, right? So they can pick through and comb through.
yeah.
Then you got A, you got A1, A2, B, bro. We're shooting shots, and whatever the first person that answers the DM, dudes are like, "Yup, let's go to the movies." Women got way more choices than we do.
Yeah. We just left a jiu-jitsu class, and there's this saying where never let your girl train jiu-jitsu without you. So, like, if you got a girl, don't let her be the one that's training in the family, because I guess the reason they say is because Tom Brady's chick.
Oh, she fucked
she
with
got,
jiu-jitsu.
yeah, they're like, bro, if they got Tom Brady, a purple belt,
Yeah.
pulled Tom Brady's chick on the low.
What?
So basically, I think it was Ivanka Trump. She posted a picture of her, where her jiu-jitsu coach, right? Purple belt. And people in the comments are like, that's the brother of the dude that knocked down Tom Brady's chick. And
He just running through him now.
So I don't know if it's true, but they were like, that's the same gym.
Trump's
Like,
about to deport that dude.
yeah, I don't like it. All purple belts must go.
They must go. That's fucking hilarious,
All
dog.
purple belts must go.
Hey, what's more of
Not
a
you,
crown?
Chingo, you're a blue belt.
What's more of a crown jewel, though, right? Trump's wife or Brady's wife if he took him down?
No, it's Trump's daughter.
Oh,
Ivanka. Yeah,
that's
Trump's
even.
daughter. Yeah, yeah.
That's the crown jewel right there, dog. That will get you
Hey,
deported.
bro, they were making memes in the comments where it was Ivanka's husband, this little dude named Jared Kushner, little skinny little dude, and they made memes where he's just standing there. Meanwhile, it's the picture of Ivanka with her coach holding him up in the air, and it says, you. And it says, the dude she told you not to worry about.
Oh yeah. I'm telling you, dog. They're more diabolical about it. So I see you, Anthony. You know what I'm saying. I see why you went petty with it and brought the coffee. You know what I'm saying.
That was a good move.
It was.
That was fly.
Because it made you look like, nah, I'm above all this shit.
And that way, when they find out, like, hey, what happened with Anthony? Yeah, we're not together anymore. But what, bitch? What the fuck?
He brought me coffee with oatmeal.
Yeah, like, bitch, you fucked up.
And then they hitting you up.
I'll steal your I won't hook up with your friends, but I'll steal your friend group.
I'm still your friend.
I won't hook up with him, but
I won't hook up with him, but we're gonna start our own group chat and we'll hang out. We'll
Yeah.
go to the wine festival without you, bitch.
that lasts
You're,
long.
you're removed from the group text.
Yeah,
bitch.
yeah.
We'll go to the wine festival.
That lasts longer than fucking one of her friends.
Oh, dude, yes, dude.
It'll
Friends
sting
do it.
more, right?
Yeah,
like,
bro.
you're going to run into us, yes, me and your friends.
Yup, at the wine festival.
Doing it at the farmer's market
With the coffee.
with the pignon.
With the pignon coffee.
That's enough about me, fools.
Nah, bro. You're the one who kicked off this train, dog.
I thought last time I was here, we were talking about progressions of careers and not,
Yeah.
and now it's like centered around, my extracurriculars.
When do y'all upload these?
So these go up every Thursday, brother, at 11
Nice.
Nuevo
Okay,
time,
cool.
dog. I'm trying to, weekly. Like I was telling you, brother, doing a podcast wasn't something I ever wanted to fucking do, dog. But, sometimes when the God, the universe, whatever you want to call it, however you want to look at it, the higher power, that when you get a message, bro,
Yeah.
and you're shown something, you kind of got to run with it, dog.
I mean, y'all doing it well, so.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, bro.
It's okay.
It makes me think, bro, let's double back a little bit. So, music. When did you first start rapping, brother?
First started learning to, actually write bars and all that was in college. And I got a little gig, college radio, because I stumbled across that shit. Like, I was, on campus, and I took a wrong turn, went into, the art building, went down the hall, and I saw a radio station. I'm like, whoa. I was like, I know this ain't the Matrix like that. And I was like, yo, is this a radio studio? They're like, yeah, well, this is the media communications department. And I was like, yo, so how do I listen to it? And they 91.7 FM. Anyway, I was like, what do I have to do to get on them turntables and broadcast to the city? And long story short, we had a poppin' Sunday night show when everybody was out cruising. You know how y'all got Central and stuff like that. Like in San Antonio, it was Military Drive. And then I started bringing the Chingo persona in, where I was like, all right, man, stay tuned. After this mix, man, my primo Chingo, bro, you keep texting me, saying he want to come up here.
Oh, that's
the phone
dope.
start ringing, dring, dring. Hey, put Chingo on, dog. Is Chingo there? And I'd act a fool, say something crazy, get back to the music, started making mixtapes, selling it at the flea market.
Yup.
And then started getting the feedback where they're like, man, what you're doing is different. It's standing out. Started getting the attention of just record stores, other local labels and stuff. And I was just soaking it up, learning. And then shout out to Baby Bash. He took me under his wing and brought me out here to Burke and introduced me to a lot of people. He was making this DVD called What's Really.
Yeah.
And
I remember that.
yeah, with a local label from out here, R&D. And
Yo.
yeah,
R&D, that's
hella
a
throwback.
minute.
So Bash was like, nephew, you're gonna be the comic relief, bro. I want you to be my little sidekick. And I was fresh out of college, didn't really have too much shit cracking at all. I was living at home, and my parents just on my ass, hey man, so what's up? You got this college debt? What are you doing? Are you trying hard to get a job? And so I went on tour with Bash basically, and he introduced me to so many DJs and stuff, and then that DVD got me more exposure and just been hustling, grinding little by little. Now I've been doing stand-up for 10 years. Still do the music, still collab, still release stuff. I'll probably drop a greatest hits like this year.
Did you notice, like, was it like that's why I wanted to bring it up, because was comedy ever in your like sights, brother? Like, did you ever think, man, you know what, I could do stand-up comedy? Or did it just naturally progress and the roads started pointing you that direction?
Well, as a kid, I was a huge fan of just stand-up. Like, it was like Eddie Murphy was on top of the world. And,
hilarious.
And then when Cat Williams came around, and just watching Comic View, Def Comedy Jam, like in college, watching, people do stand-up. Comedy Central was big. So I always saw stand-up, and the thought was always like, that seemed like a pretty cool job, man.
Yep.
Like, to be Eddie Murphy, bro.
Yeah.
You get to do SNL, you get to do movies and all that. And then the opportunity finally presented itself, 10 years ago now.
Damn.
10 years ago now. I think it'll be 11 in August, if I'm not mistaken. But basically, yeah. And then, linked up with Anthony early on.
Shit, that was like 10 years ago now.
Well, yeah, I was going to ask you today.
One of the first time I linked with Chingo was in, I think, 2015. I did my birthday's Christmas, so I did shows called Antsmas. And that year, I found out that Chingo was just getting into comedy. And so booked him and Cypher Sounds, and they came out to New Mexico. And that was the first time me and Chingo linked. And that was really kind of both when we were both new to it.
Super new, yeah.
And it was interesting because you'll hear a lot of comedians have trouble with building audiences and stuff. And we kind of came at it from a different side where we had people who came out to see us, but we were building acts with the audience watching us. So that made for an interesting journey. And then to be here now, 10 years later, still doing stand-up, still touring, still doing everything, it's been a really cool, surreal moment, full circle moment.
I'm glad you linked up with me when you did, bro, because, that way we've known each other longer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we've been on this journey together, and it's not something that's like real new and fresh. Like, I finally got to work with Anthony.
And and then Chingo, I've been fortunate enough. Chingo's allowed me to go around the country with him, and it's really cool for me as a New Mexican to know that relationship birthed right here in Boot Camp.
Yeah, that's
dope. That's exciting for me. Like the first time we linked, and the first time we made something happen here, and then it blossomed into what it is now. So yeah,
that shit.
And he's doing his thing, and he's representing Burke to the fullest, bro.
100%.
Like, Anthony's doing his thing, bro. So, he's making waves, really grinding, making noise.
Bring you some coffee next time.
Yeah, thank you. That's what I was getting at.
I'm out of the coffee, dog. I heard y'all got Pignon coffee.
It's a code word. Anthony's great.
He's great. What was the merch split last night, dog? What the merch table looked like?
Yeah.
Because I know you still got that grind, right? Ain't no way you're going to leave that behind when you came from the flea market era.
Yeah, and you know what, man? Recently, I've been working with La Conecta out of San Antonio, my boy Daniel. They're so good at it. They're so good at merchandising. I mean, they do merch for Mexican OT, R&B, Faux Mob, a lot of other comedians, Chona E, Mario Salazar, Raymond, a bunch of people. And they're really good at it. So it's one of those where it's like, this year's all about strategic partnerships and building up my team. And it's like, man, I just need to like work with the best people, best at what they do, and get the hell out of their way. And La Conecta, they really stepped up my branding and the image.
Do you have a favorite merch item, dog?
Well, they make these really cool little pillows, like little Chingo Bling pillows, air freshener, air fresheners with like me from the They Can't Deport Us All album, like jumping over the fence type thing, and what else?
And pillows.
And they crank out new shit all the time. Like there's some stuff that we had at the show at Hyenas where I was just like looking like, oh shit, I ain't got one of those yet.
That's
sick,
like,
that's
bro.
the new design. I forgot to look at it in person because I had just seen like a screenshot text type thing.
That's crazy, dog, and that's necessary because again, bro, like I'm like right in that area like where I'm like going over that bridge, right? Because I'm still like. I'm like, let me design it. We're gonna drop it like this, bro. But I've reached a point to where it's kind of like bottlenecked, and I can't do that anymore. It's impossible. But I'm still in the mentality of like, nah, we could grind these all out. I know the screen printer. I got all these plugs that are still going,
bro.
right?
Yeah,
that's literally.
He drives the UPS truck to deliver them and shit.
Pretty much.
well, literally from the beginning, my whole operation has always been like my family always supporting me, having my back, my sisters, my parents, and. For me to even like let loose of the reins and to kind of hand over a little bit of control. Because we're all hands-on, like you said. Like, we literally had, like, a warehouse with our own screen printer, like, our own showroom in the front. My sister's managing and running it all. Everything from, all right, we're going to pick up some shirts. The order came in, and we're out of red ink. You know, somebody got to run. My mom's dropping off a bag of orders, and we've been in that merch game heavy since the beginning.
Yeah, I'm telling you, dog. And, again, I gotta give fucking flowers to my dog Romero, brother. Once I seen that, because he gave me the opportunity to hop on the lowrider tour, right? So that was I was like, I fucking made it, dog. Shit, we out here. Pueblo, let's go, dog. 6,000 people, let's run it. But I was green as shit, right? Like, I didn't even have like a mixtape out. And I had like some songs that he was letting me perform, but then when I seen the fucking grind, dog, like I come from the motherfucking dope game, bro. And the game's the game, right?
Yeah.
Get it for fucking cheap, sell it for fucking high, right? So when I seen what that grind was like, I was like, oh shit, fucking I could drive down to El Paso's garment district and get me some motherfucking all-style t-shirts for $1.50. Flip them, bitch. Then I found the person that could scream. Bro, to this day, my press still in my front living room, dog. Right? But again, I'm at the point now where it's bottlenecking.
Yeah,
even though it's hard to like let go of those reins, I know there's no way it's gonna grow unless I do.
Yeah, I mean that's just where I'm at with it because I mean I've been around the block for a minute in this industry and I'm just trying to like be smart about it and just figure out my leverage, like bottlenecks, like all those type of terms to really find that angle to just be like, all right, let's build this year, bro. Because I mean, you know, it's either you gonna make the moves that's gonna keep you progressing and growing, and you actually making moves versus like, well, you make this decision, and now there's not a lot of focus here, and you didn't partner up with these people for that, and now you got this on your plate, and you know, because like my wife is my booking manager. Like she juggles all that, so sometimes that gets interesting, right? Because like, man, we married and we got the kids. You on my ass about the trash, and I'm over here like, am I doing Albuquerque this year or not? Well, I mean, all I know is I looked in the emails. You ain't replied to them emails. You over here talking about dishes.
But yeah, I'll go throw the trash though.
Yeah. And when I come back, let me know if I'm doing burke this year.
They always say it's hard to work with family, bro, but sometimes they're the only ones you can trust.
That too.
Right?
Yeah.
You know, both of these industries, right? And again, I started with music too, dog. And now, you know, as the comedy stuff and the skits have fucking like taken me to another place, I'm seeing the differences in the industries. But there's a lot of similarities, dog. You know what I mean? There's the motherfuckers that are looking to like, oh yeah, no, I can take you to that next level. Just sign. I need 15%, right? I need 15%. You ain't taking me to shit, bro. Shit, next level. Fuck that shit. You ain't doing shit. And it's taken me a long time, bro. That trust issues, dog. I've seen too many horror stories where some of the homies that were talented like a motherfucker, like the most talented people I've ever met, made a bad business decision and locked in with someone they shouldn't have, and they were fucked.
Yeah.
So I never.
Next thing you know, they taking you shopping.
Oh yeah.
For
baby oil.
You drank out the wrong champagne. You waking up like, whose yacht is this?
How did I get here? How did I get here? Is that Meek Mill? What the fuck's going on over here?
Yeah, but that's facts though, bro. Like you really gotta like navigate, tread the waters, learn the business, educate yourself. I was telling my boy Caesar earlier about how like the way I am with up and coming artists. You know, I'm not trying to be like big homie, but it's like, man, if I got some info I could share with you, if I could advise you, if I could just mentor from afar, it's fine. You know, that's the role I like to play. Like, let you know, just kind of, I might see something from a different perspective because I always think back about, like, for example, I was at a show recently in South Padre Island, Texas, and this dude came up to me. He's like, hey, bro, you remember me? He's like, I used to work for Capital EMI Latin. We wanted to sign you so bad. We had a meeting, and he's trying to refresh my memory. He's like, we had just signed Cumbia Kings and Intocable, and we were trying to get you. I was like, for real? And I start kind of like regretting and kicking myself, like, damn, so tell me again about this deal. He's like, bro, we literally told you, name your price. And I was like, and what did I say? He's like, you were like, yeah, man, holla at me though, type shit. and I was like, and then it kind of like stayed on my mind that night. The next morning, I was thinking to myself, like, damn, man, what like walk through that. Where were you mentally? why did you turn that one down? Because I was turned down a lot of them, and then I started thinking, because I started having those regrets, right? And I started thinking, I was like, well, wait a minute. If he'd have pulled the checkbook out, you'd be more persuasive, motherfucker. Name your price,
Yup,
you know.
right.
Or what I was telling Caesar is like, it would have been nice because if you're in your 20s trying to navigate the game and you got a lot of inputs and shit going on, you don't even know yourself as a young man yet, and you don't even know the business. You're trying to read people and you're trying to be careful not to sign some shit because you'll get locked in. And I was thinking like it would have been nice if they'd have said, like let's say we'll use Anthony as an example, like hey, I'm from such and such label. Hey man, we were rooting for you. We support you. We're gonna be at your show. Let us know if you need anything. You know what I'm saying? Where it's one of those where it could be like, be patient, take your time, nurture. Because if you think about it, it's kind of like, pretend you at Ojos Locos.
Okay, yes. Dude.
Pretend, yeah, listen. Anthony ain't
I like this story.
Yeah, do that, baby.
Like, pretend you're at Ojos
What's up,
Locos.
Tiff?
Yeah. Pretend you're at Ojos Locos, minding your business, and some chick walks in, and she's just like, hey, so let's talk. I've been thinking we should probably, merger, and we should probably get married. Like, here, like, let's sign, right? Like, we should literally sign right now. Like, think about it. It'd be so great. And you're just like, whoa.
Chill out.
Slow down.
Whoa, chill out.
Buy me a drink, and that's how these labels be, bro. They just think like, oh, let's have a meeting, let's talk some good game, and then we're gonna sign some papers right now. It's like, bro, I got it.
You didn't even let me finish my wings.
Yeah, right. And see, I think it's because too, dog. Like you came from the era and from the way of doing it yourself, bro. And it was right at the time when the internet was starting to pop up.
Yeah.
Labels were like on the way out the fucking door, dog. So it's hard to be like, well, why am I gonna give you a percentage of this when I'm doing all this shit myself?
You're still independent.
Yeah, what are you gonna do for me that's gonna 10x what I'm doing? Like, if you can't provide me with something that's gonna like fucking catapult me 5 levels ahead, then I'm gonna do this shit myself, dog. Watch me
I
press
think
up this merch.
like, that's where we're at too, with the era of just media and free content now.
Yeah.
Where it's like everybody's a content creator and everybody is doing it, and it's a double-edged sword for multiple reasons, but also it allows you the ability to go out and get it yourself. So you don't really need that backing until they really are ready to put the pen down and say, hey, here's what we're going to do for you specifically.
Yep.
I'm also wondering too, brothers, you talked about something earlier, Chingo, where you said it was you talk about reading people's energy and whatnot too. And I wonder if just at the moment, without, on a subconscious level, if you're just like, I don't like this energy of this business deal.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, dude, think about
That's,
think about the P. Diddy thing. I went to high school on the East Coast for 4 years, right? So I'm in New Jersey in the late 90s when East Coast rap, Bad Boy, it's like...
For sure.
Shiny suit. All that shit. Mace. Like, damn, the beats and shit. And to like actually look up, because I would always look up to the CEOs. You know what I mean? Like, I liked how Eazy-E had Ruthless. You know what I mean? I love Too Short, his grind. E40, his grind. Master P, Suave House, Tony Draper, Jake Prince, rap a lot.
Yep.
Like, I always was like really more trying to like, before I got into the artist side, I was really more trying to be a behind the scenes person.
For sure.
And so to like look up to somebody and to still be like, something, we ain't right, man. I mean, because he's like, bro, I got 4 TV shows on TV right now. I could put you on TV next week. And it's like, is that in the contract though?
Yeah.
Like, hold on, is it in this little paper right
part,
here?
yeah.
Is that in there? Because if not, you just said it and it's not in there, right? That's number one. And number two, am I holding an umbrella? Am I fetching cheesecake?
No
like,
shit.
how am I going to be portrayed? My brand. Do I get creative control? Well, that's something we could share. Okay, that means no.
Yeah, for sure.
Do I get to own my masters when it's all said and done? And it's like he didn't even own his masters at the time. So it's like, okay.
Damn, bro. When you're in those meetings, are you taking those meetings on by yourself? Like, just this is your first time in that shit? Because that's intense.
I was having to like talk to him on the phone or that time in person. It is funny, dude. I told the story on stage last night at Hyenas. And dude, that shit came out funny last night, because I said a part where I was just up there like really in the groove, and I was up there telling the story, and I was like, man, because my boy Pitbull, he's the one that like set up. I dealt with Diddy through Pitbull, and then I was like, hold up, was I a human sacrifice? And when I said those two words, the crowd was like, it's like you could just see it on their face where they're like conspiracy theory, and that word hit them where they were just like, what the fuck? And I was like, what, bro? I was like, what, bro? I heard Bieber was on the silver platter by Usher. Usher served him up to Diddy. And I was like, he was trying to Bieber me? People lost it on that one.
Oh, no, there's just a big ass Zumba class and fucking Pitbull's leading and Chingo's being sacrificed up front.
Like,
it's crazy, Jordan.
So I got dude from Texas that wears ostrich Nike boots.
Yeah.
Listen. Let's sign him.
But you know how, hey, true shit. Pitbull hit me up, and at the time he was locked into a deal with TVT Records. So he hits me up. He's like, "Yo, Papo, hey," and I'm like, "What's up, bro?" He's like, "Hey, if anybody asks, Little John wants to sign you." And I was like, "Oh shit!" I'm like, "Bro, Little John want to sign me?" I'm like, "Fuck yeah!" He was like, "No, that's what I told Diddy, so that he can be interested in signing you. Like he mind games with him." And I was like, So who's all in on this lie? And he's like, I already spoke to John. John's cool. He's with it. He said he'll go along with the shit. Like, I want to sign Chingo. So I'm like, fuck. I don't know. I don't think it's gonna work. And the motherfucker called. Hey, yeah, take that. So when we're at the party, at one point he says, now you see how bad boy parties. This ain't no Lil John party. But I forgot about the lie. So I was like, what does Lil John have to do? And I was like, he believed the lie.
Hey, that's fucking funny.
Yeah, dude. Oh man, it's good to know that the Saint Lil John saved brother Chingo Bling from.
I'm saying, dog. Looking now, especially,
shout
brother.
Out Lil John. Shout out Pitbull for that free game too, bro. You worked with Pitbull from like when he was really rapping,
mixtape in the club,
right?
in the club, baggy jerseys, on stage with a towel, got a hype man, not a band.
That was the Culo era.
Oh man, that's one of my favorite songs of his.
First time I heard him was on that Little John album, bro, and it was like a minute and a half. Bro.
Cuban
that was
Ride
like
Out.
the only song I listened to forever.
Cuban Ride Out.
I heard stories of him coming to boot camp just literally to perform, sleeping on homies' couches, performing like right when he was working Culo and that, and then to see him go from it's been probably wild for you to witness from that to where he is now. He's a pop star.
It's amazing.
International
Mr. Worldwide.
It's amazing, bro. Like, that dude is where he is for a reason. Genuine person, really fucking smart, and to back up, I was I witnessed in Miami, because I used to go out there and kick it with him a lot. Mm-hmm. So I witnessed in Miami how he had the hood, everybody on lock. By the time he dropped, damn it, man. You see them boys run away, they holler, damn it, man. Because that was some Miami slang.
That shit was hard,
the Haitians and shit. And so I witnessed how you'd be driving like by the beach or downtown or anything, and you see like motherfuckers with dreadlocks out there, like bumping that shit. And I was like, bro, I don't know if you're gonna be able to top damn it, man. You know what I mean? It was like you made it, bro. Like that's what I thought was the main thing. It's like you got the city, you got the hood. And then when he switched it started doing like more dance, rhythmic, Latin, global, international club. We didn't really get it. Like a lot of people, it just threw us off. Well, we're kind of like, hey man, what's the hood saying about the hard bottom shoes and the tuxedos? You know what I mean? What's the hood say? And it's like, well, the hood probably don't get it. But man, he's smart. He knew how to pivot and just saw. He's from Miami, so he saw like that's the gateway to Latin America.
Sure.
He's like, oh, Latin America's next, and then, we're gonna hit the radio with these songs, and we hitting Europe with these. So then fast forward, I'm at his studio in Miami a couple years ago, and he's got all like the memorabilia, plaques, and picture, all type of stuff. And then you see these pictures on the wall where it's like him in front of this huge crowd, and it says like India. 2000 whatever, and I'm like, man, you over there, you know what I mean? Like you way over there, or you're like in Italy vacationing with your family, and you getting ice cream, and they playing your boy on the screen.
That's wild, dog.
Way over there, and I'm like, damn.
Damn it, man.
Damn, bro, I hadn't thought about that song in so fucking... I still got that motherfucking CD in my goddamn CD fucking book, bro. Somewhere in storage.
Hell yeah. Shout out to CD books,
Shout out
dog.
to CD books.
We from this era, right?
Bro, they talk about don't text and drive, brother. I was smoking a blunt, looking for the new Bone Thugs. Hey, in my 84 Caddy, bro, scraping, sitting back here like this, looking for. Hey, shout out my dog Manable Lecter though, brother. This motherfucker have his lokes on.
What a name.
Blind as shit, dude. He cannot see.
Manable Lecter?
Manable Lecter, bro.
verga.
Right, bro. That's the guy right there, dog. For real. Hey, I seen him get kicked in the face with a fucking pair of steel-toe boots. He spit his teeth out and said, "You fucking hit like a bitch."
Oh, shit. Yeah, dude.
Hey,
Fuck them teeth.
buddy crumbled. He went, "Oh shit."
Hell yeah, what do you do after that, bro?
You
That's
run the fuck away, dog.
That's some Marvel,
You run
that's some
away.
Marvel shit, bro.
Yeah, bro, you run away. It's the same way, bro, when we had Diego Sanchez on the podcast, right? And it was like episode 5, brother. We did not know what the fuck we were doing, dog. None of the cameras matched. We were drunk as fuck.
How'd it go?
It went fucking amazing, dog. It was great. And we're in my studio in the backyard, right? Which is, before I took the wall out, you had one section here where I'd have everybody writing at, and then the mic on the other section. It was tiny, dog. And there was about 6 of us in there, right? So we're sitting there talking, and like, we're getting more and more drunk. And I'm watching Diego, and we're talking, bro. And like, I'm noticing, like,
yeah.
Diego's got some fucking paws, dog. Like, his fists are like this, brother, right? And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, I'm glad me and Diego cool, dog, because like, there's people out there, brother, that you do not want to throw with, dog, because they are not gonna stop.
Not to mention like you said, his paws, but like MMA fighters have a variety of tools to do things. And recently, I had a little bit of had to get a straightening with somebody.
Oh, okay.
It was some some shit happening with family, some stuff, and we had to pull up and assess the situation.
Yeah.
But in my head, I was already, because I might have been a blue belt at the time, but sometimes training this stuff will give you the false confidence. But in my head, I'm like, I was walking through. I was like, all right, bet. First, what I'm gonna do is we gonna clinch up, do some kind of trip. I gotta get him to the ground, and then I'm gonna do knee on belly, get the full mount. then I'm an arm bar. So now he got a broken arm. Then I might tap him out first, choke first. So now he's asleep. He's gonna wake up with a broken arm.
Deliver him a good
Once you go over there and practice falling down, I'll be right there.
And that's with zero striking. I haven't described no hitting. I'm just talking about I broke your arm and I put you to sleep. And you're going to wake up with a broken arm. None of that happened. But in my head, on my way to pull up to get a straightening.
That's a part of the training, though, dog. Right? You gotta see every single angle of the motherfucking shit.
You know
right?
what your leverage is. It's like, I got to get this person to the ground, because that's more where I'm gonna have all the advantage.
And see, that's the thing about Burgues specifically. A lot of motherfuckers train MMA, dog. So the first thing I do before I get into it with somebody, brother, is I look at the ears.
Check the ears.
If the ears look obliterated,
I want them ears, bro.
Right?
I want my shit look like chicharron hanging.
Because
I want to be able to be like, you sure about that, brother? Say them a good wonton right here, brother. You like wonton soup, brother? Say them a good ear.
they do look like motherfucking wontons, bro.
Say them a good ear, brother.
Ain't never gonna see a wonton the same ever again, dog.
Shout out my boy Damasio Page. He was at the show last night, and I got a funny story with Damasio. Damasio has seen me bitch out 2 times at least.
What?
At least. He saw real fear on my face 2 times. One time I was choking on a dry taco in Austin, Texas, and I thought I was gonna die. He saw the bitch come out. He saw a whole lot of fear on my face, and he was laughing. And then the first time, really funny story. So there was this production company that was trying to put together a TV pilot series, and the concept was, we're gonna take rappers like I think Fredro Starr from Onyx, Trey the Truth from Houston, myself, like a variety of rappers and shit. And then MMA dudes. And each episode is gonna be like, this week, Chingo Bling, Houston, Texas, ¿Qué pasó, putos? And it's like links up with, Albuquerque's very own Damasio Page. And they show him, highlight reel, fucking people up. So I remember when they picked me up from the hotel, I had never done any of this shit. Uh-huh. The producer was like, already getting in my head. Now I know he was planting seeds in my head. On the way, we're headed to Jackson's, the gym. And he's like, hey, man, this dude, man, Damasio, man, bro. I was like, word? He's like, dude, killer, bro. Motherfucking monster, bro. I was like, word? He's like, yeah, little guy, but he almost killed a guy. He lifted one arm and this and that. So I'm already like, okay, that's what's up. And then we get there, and they're like, all right, so we're filming now. Everybody's set up. And Damasio's gonna take you through a warm up and the basics. All right, man. Somebody, in wrestling, they shoot for your legs. You got to sprawl, move your hips out the way. All right, let's do a couple burpees, warm up. All right, man. You ready? I'm like, ready for what? They're like, get in that cage real quick. We're gonna close the door. Oh. And I was like, okay, bet. Cause they were very sparingly with the info. Cause I'm like, okay, what are we doing? What are we doing? Like kicks, chokes, everything, ground and pound.
You'll see.
Yeah, you'll see.
And I'm like, these motherfuckers are not sharing the info. So we get in there. Damasio, he's across the way, and next thing you know, they're just kind of like, go. And I'm like, what? He comes like straight towards me, like dukes up, like, cause he had already told me before. He's like, I was like, okay, so your style's more grounded, like on the ground. He's like, yeah, I'm really good at that. He's like, but I like to stand and punch people in the face. And I was like, I'll give it to you.
He's like, dog, Damasio's from old West Side Albuquerque, bro. Like original type shit. So yeah, dog, he just gave me that Budka fucking walk down, bro.
So basically I bitched out.
Fuck this fucker,
Yeah,
dog.
he walked me down. I bitched out because he came straight for me, dukes up, and I'm just like, hey, I'm like tapping already. I'm like, hey man, what we doing? What we doing?
I didn't sign up for this
What's
shit.
what's the rules? What we doing? And
He said, what's the rules?
What's the rule?
What's the rules?
No one gave me a fucking rule book, dog.
I'm calling my agent and say,
It's some bullshit.
Hey, dog, I'm in the cage right now, bro.
They said he killed somebody, threw him with one arm and shit, dog.
Where's Little John?
I got 5 rounds with this motherfucker.
Yeah, that's so. It was supposed to be a reality show.
It was like I didn't really understand like the full tone of it, but I got it, and unfortunately, it didn't get made. The show didn't get picked up. Something happened; it never came out. I think I threw my footage up on YouTube where you could see me bitch out a little
funny.
bit. You see me bitch out a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, but you know,
Dog, I'm telling you, bro. You gotta look at the ears, brother. You know what I'm saying? Because if the ears look fucked up like that,
they know some shit.
Most and again, that's why I go back to Diego, dog. Diego has a 0 quit, my brother. And
some people wired like
you
that.
probably ain't gonna knock him out, dog. If BJ Penn didn't do it, what the fuck makes you think you can, my dude?
What you gonna do in the club?
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
100%. So it's like, yeah, bro, sometimes you gotta walk that fucking thin line. And the first time I realized it was the craziest fucking shit. There's another MMA story, bro. My brother was like endorsing a up and coming MMA fucking fighter from down here. I can't remember his name, bro. I only met him like once. But we were at Billy's Long Bar, and his chick worked there, right? She was one of the baddest there, bro. Like a fucking 10, bro. 9.5 at least, right? So there was this group of dudes, bro. I don't hate to say they were a fucking biker gang because it sounds like a movie, but homies pulled up in bikes with some vests, right? And they were kind of wilding out a little bit, bro. You could tell they were there on demon time. And she was serving them drinks. And she was leaving, and Buddy slapped her ass, right?
Oh, nah.
So she came up and she told him what was up. And this dude was super respectful, dog. Like, serious. If you wouldn't have known, you'd have thought, I could probably this dude a pushover. I'd get over on him, right?
Wait, the ass slapper?
No, her boyfriend that was an MMA fighter. The way he talked, bro, he was not an aggressive person, brother, right? So he walked up to the table. He's like, hey, listen, bro, I know you guys are having fun, dog, but that's my girl, dog, and that was, super disrespectful, bro. Would you mind apologizing, right? I know y'all having fun. It's a bar, you know what I'm saying? We didn't have to go further than that. He's all, fuck you and your bitch, buddy. He looked over at the table where we were just to make sure that we were kind of there if shit like cracked off. Homie stood up. He hit this motherfucker in the jaw so fast and so hard, he was snoring in like 0.5 seconds. Knocked the table over. All his homies got up like, whoa, what the fuck's going on? And he was a big motherfucker, dog. He was like at least 3 feet taller than Buddy. But he hit him right on the motherfucking button, bro. You didn't even see the punch fly, snoring. And that was it. That was rap. And since he was there at the bar, they drugged those motherfuckers out front, dog. So do not think that you can just fuck somebody up, bro.
Yeah, that level of calmness is also alarming too.
Oh, I know it is.
Like we see a motherfucker not even flinching. He's just like giving you warnings before he throws him up.
That's a true martial art.
Yeah, I was always like my father was a professional boxer. My older brother was definitely a punch first, ask question second kind of person. So like around me, bro, I always had like a group of people who were like ready to go.
Shout out Taz, bro.
Yeah, shout out Taz.
Shout out Taz, dog.
Bro, when your older brother's Taz, dog, you don't really have to do too much fighting, bro. I'll just leave it at that. Like, I just remember the first day I walked into freshman day of high school, this fool, a big old dude walks up to me. If you need anything, you're fucking good, bro. I got you. It's like, well, I'm trying to get to social studies.
Can you help me with my backpack?
do you know where the AP chemistry is, please? So I never really had to like scrap like that. But also, I was heavily influenced by the Attitude Era of wrestling when it came to fighting, dog. So like, that was like my, that was kind of my reference about it. So the first time that I got in an altercation, I was like, I ain't gonna Stone Cold Stun a motherfucker, but I will drop kick a bitch.
Hey.
Dog, it was a freshman year going into football, and me and this dude got into it in the locker room, dog. I said, fuck it, the only resort is drop kick this fool, bro. My big ass head hit first before my legs landed.
Damn.
Yeah, dog, that story's called CTE.
Ouch.
They probably seen you do that and they were like, don't fuck with this dude. This dude's got some fucking problems.
Hey man, leave the retarded dude alone.
Yeah, right.
Hey man, y'all stop messing with the retarded.
That's fucked up, dog.
He's gonna hurt himself.
Yeah. And his brother will fuck you up, dog. And his brother will fuck you up, bro. Could you imagine trying to fucking stone cold stunner a motherfucker in a real fight, bro?
Actually, wait. Which one's the Stone Cold Stunner?
Remember, he spins him around, grabs their like head, and like drops him on the shoulder.
Okay, there's another move. Damn, what is it called? Not the DDT.
RKO?
Yeah. My boy from the gym, from where we train at, he's probably gonna go to UFC pretty soon. And so his amateur shit, like he's beating everybody first round, and he even did an RKO.
What?
Damn. He did an RKO to a dude in the cage.
That's disrespectful as a motherfucker right there.
Fuck,
He broke Buddy's confidence probably forever.
Probably got in his head.
Yeah. Oh, bro.
Psychological
Bro,
warfare.
those post-fight interviews after the person gets knocked out are the most disrespectful
Yeah.
shit I've
Oh,
ever
I know
seen
they
in my
are.
life,
Rogan
bro.
said that he thinks like if it's a brutal one, he's like, bro, you can't interview people.
Oh my God, dude. Imagine fucking, oh man.
Remember when Rogan sat down when Connor snapped his leg and Connor was up against the fucking and Rogan's like, so, what's going down, bro? Like, that was crazy, dog.
The fucking meme?
Yeah. He's like, so, and he's like, your bitch was in my DMs, dog. Like, that shit was crazy. His fucking legs snapped like a toothpick, bro.
Ouch.
That shit was crazy work, dog.
You know what I love watching? I love watching Khabib and them. Like when like there's these I guess you could call them like mini documentaries. There was a dude who flew out there and just like kicked it with the not Afghan. Where they from? Kazakhstan? No.
Dagestan.
Yeah, Dagestan.
That was, dog. I see you,
Yeah,
dog.
Dagestan. Yeah. I
Khabib,
should have known that. My
Khabib,
bad. I
dog.
should have fucking known that.
Khabib's dope.
But so those are interesting because they're like, this is coldest river in Dagestan. This is where we come. They're just fucking lifting rocks and shit, and they're just wrestling all day. And sometimes I get in that mindset because I'll be trying to just get motivated and like I'm Dagestani, and I'll be like, this is my wife Marisol. This is the most beautiful woman in all village. Dagestani.
Yeah, that's what's up, dog. That's
They're hardcore. Them Dagestanis are hardcore.
They're committed, bro. It's just like they're so committed to it. That's actually what I call my podcast studio in Houston.
Dagestan?
Dagestan.
Already.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's why it was there in the holster, dog.
Already.
I was like,
2-3 years.
The hood, but that's how you want to make it seem like fly, because you know what I mean? It's like, shit, man, where you at,
I mean, James
Man,
call
I'm over
shit,
here.
yeah.
We over here in Dagestan. Oh, okay, you in Midtown.
damn.
That's what's up.
That's what's up.
I see
You with
you.
Anthony, right? Oh, yeah, bet. We were there last night. Him with his 3
Dagestan.
inches.
Hey, dog. I want to fucking
Lil
drop kick you.
Dagestan.
RKO you, bitch. I know it's possible
From
now.
over here, dog.
Oh, you over there with Lil Dagestan.
Oh, yeah. You over there with Lil. Hey, damn. If you
That
ever
would be
drop a mixtape, brother, that is your motherfucking rap name, bro. Lil Dagestan, bro.
Yeah, dog. Yeah.
And you could sound refer back to episode 111, bro.
And then his first lyric, who sent you? Looking like an agent in the Matrix.
Yeah. See, these are all the callbacks, bro.
Put those bars.
Hey, my dog. So before we get the fuck up out of here, bro, we gotta talk. We're gonna talk a little more stand up, brother. I kind of want to see like where you're at with it, bro. Like, okay, so obviously you mentioned Eddie Murphy and stuff like that, dog. But Anthony brought up something to me when me and him were chopping it up. Because again, bro, that's a ring that I'm about to officially start stepping into,
Nice.
right?
Yeah.
But I come from music and I respect music and I respect comedy the same way. But Anthony hit me with something that fucked me up, dog, and I've been thinking about it when he told me, he's like, the good thing about comedy is it's kind of ageless. Like,
Yeah, that's good advice. I was nervous.
Yeah.
I was nervous what I was gonna
like
say.
that shit ageless, dog.
I
like,
mean, I'm so happy doing stand up, bro. It ain't like, man, you out here at this car show still, bro. What you doing? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's kind of like that's a good point.
What's the homie from Houston, Andy Higgins?
Oh yeah,
Bro, there's
yeah.
I think what he's like 90 or something like that.
I don't know
80 or
how
something,
old he is,
but
bro.
Either way, dog.
killing
Andy
it.
Higgins.
Hilarious.
If y'all want to see an older man, like he's just a.
Oh, he cracks all the like older person jokes.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
bro. So like, and that's kind of that is the thing about comedy, bro. And so it's always like it's a very honest craft, and if you're committed to it or just have an appreciation for it, is gonna reward you with some fun times.
Everybody wants to laugh. Dog.
well, and that's the thing, bro, is it's a different kind of energy. And it's funny because I noticed it whenever I fucking stopped selling dope and I was just pushing trees, right? When I was selling dope, I was a fucking savage, bro. I was a savage. I was doing dumb shit. I had negative energy around me like a motherfucker because I was selling poison to my people that was destroying my gente, right? Versus when I stopped that shit and I was just pushing trees, that shit medicine, my dog.
Yeah.
Same shit. The energy that you put out,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Laughing, comedy, that's a different vibe, bro. Since I started doing the comedy skits, bro, and skits and sketches, more people come up to me like from across the board, different walks of life with just an energy that's like, excited and happy versus when I was just rapping. Sometimes it was some shit.
Yeah, amen, bro. Because I think sometimes rap, hip hop, it depends, right? Everybody got their own style, but I was getting very burnt out in the rap world because for a variety of reasons, but I was running into that wall of like, man, it just feel too, you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, you always want to get the ladies involved, and it just felt like, man, this the level I was at. Like, man, I'm doing this nightclub in this city, and this the promoter, man, and who these openers? You know what I mean? Why the flyer look like that? Just certain little things where
Your head all photoshopped weird and square and shit.
And that was, I'm speaking about the era of when it was harder to do shit on your own. It was harder to like, oh, you run ads on Facebook. You could do a ticket link on Eventbrite. You can, da-da-da. But once I got into comedy, it's like, oh, okay, we're tapping into that good energy of like, there's couples, it's sold out, there's a line around the building, everybody's buying merch, everybody just wants to be like, man, my favorite skit of yours is like, oh my God, that part cracks me up, or like, we share your videos, my whole family, or my friends from the golf, man, when you gonna do more Sancho skits? And, I love the Canelo shit, and they telling you all this stuff, and people reference, my raps, because, I tried to make it fun and entertaining, and it wasn't always so serious, even though I did some of those. But I agree, bro. Like it feels so good to be in that situation, in that ambiance where it's kind of like you couldn't ask for nothing better, of like people being happy, laughing, feeling good, leaving just feeling so positive, like dopamine hit, feeling hopeful. Whatever problems they had, they forgot, and it's just couples and people having drinks and food and candlelight, and they're making memories, and it's not like, there was a fight, bro. There was a fight before the thing, and fire marshal said that.
Homie got stabbed. He's in jail now. We gotta bail him out.
All that bullshit cut out.
So touring. Okay, so you had major experience touring when you were just rapping, and now major experience touring with the comedy world, dog. Is that the biggest difference? The like energy that comes to the table like that?
Well, I'm more mature too. I'm more mature, and it's. I've been around the block, so it's kind of one of those of like, you just learn how to move, manage your energy, be professional. We ain't out chasing bullshit. Like, we focus on what we got to do.
So
like,
now
we working. We getting up early. We working out. You know what I mean?
Quality over quantity now, dog.
Yeah.
Quality over quantity. I like that too. I'm up early working out too,
We
dog.
up early. We doing shit. Like, we did 2 radio interviews, went jiu-jitsu class. Boom, we here.
And we here talking shit too. You guys got a show tonight, and you got
Yes, sir.
how many
2
shows?
tonight.
You got
2 tonight, 2 tomorrow.
and 2 tomorrow.
That's another thing. Like, in my rap days, if they're booking you, let's say hypothetically, they book me in Burke. Okay, where's the show? It's like, oh, it's Saturday night at such and such club. Okay, cool. If you didn't make it, you didn't make it. I'll be back next year or whatever. Versus, thank God, a whole weekend, 5 shows, 5 chances.
And it's crazy because I think about it too. because coming from the rap world, you know what I'm saying, I've performed in big ass crowds, but there's a big difference. You got your homies on stage with you, you got the music backing you, you got the energy. I could zone out, even if like it's got to be a different feeling to tank as an artist up there rapping and a fucking comedian with just you in the microphone.
Yeah, you can't hide. You can't hide behind the DJ. You can't hide behind sound effects. Like, you have to make them involuntarily laugh. Versus a lot of times us rappers and shit, we'd have tricks of like, oh, my single lady scream, and who know this part? Here come the hook type shit, and everybody put your hands up. You're having to like fucking tell them, you know, just depends on what type of vibe of music you make. But like, I know I definitely felt the difference of like you just said, oh, it's just you and the mic. Go.
Yeah, it's a very, when it's done right and done, you know, at its highest form, it's the most rewarding thing ever. But on the flip side of that, you know, when shit ain't going right and you feel like the audience thinks you're breaking, but then low key they don't know, but you think you do, so you start overthinking, and all that takes is 2 seconds, and it's like, oh, all right, this is a very honest sport. So you do have to stay dedicated to it, bro. There's just no other way around staying dedicated to the craft and talk about a lot of working out, and like it goes hand in hand because with I shouldn't be talking about working out right now.
How do you snap yourself out of that though when you catch yourself?
You got to
like,
get
oh,
back.
shit.
You got to get back. Oh, like you mean
like when you
when you don't work out, how do you fix it?
Yeah, that's what I was, is this an intervention?
He's all, that's fucked up, dog. He's all, how do you stop being fucking lazy, dog?
You only got 3 inches, dog. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta. I'm just kidding. No, but when you're losing it like on stage, not when you're losing.
Yeah,
it,
when you're bombing.
Yeah, like how
when
do
you get in your
snap
head.
yourself out
When
of
you
that?
get in your head.
Yeah, if you have the presence of mind to take a moment and kind of identify what's going on and being like, yo, this ain't working. Let's just resort to what's going on in the room and go like that. There's a famous set from Bill Burr, his famous Philadelphia set.
Oh,
he's
yeah,
just
yeah,
bombing.
yeah.
He's bombing for like the first half. And
They
he's
booed
just,
everybody leading up to him. It was an outdoor festival.
So it was a bad crowd anyway.
Yeah.
He's just eating
Boston
it, and then all of a sudden he just starts talking shit back to them, you know, and just saying, hey, this and that. And I'm not saying everyone go do that. Yeah. Don't go fight the crowd.
Bill Burr's rare.
But the premise is like, you know, if you're identifying what's going on in the room and kind of like saying, hey, all right, this shit ain't working, then that's how you can kind of dig yourself out that situation. But then also, if you just have a bad set, the best thing you got to do, and the only thing you can do is get another set in, and that's really all you can do.
In a perfect world, number one, don't get in your head. Like, don't worry about anybody's expectations. Because there's times you're backstage and they're like, hey, man, there's an agent front row. He was asking about you. Or like, hey, your tia that thinks your Spanish sucks, she's in the third row to the left. You know, or whoever. Hey, we got some really important people. You don't want to get in your head. Or this person's, you know, Pitbull's here to see you. He's never seen you do comedy. Like, don't fuck up or whatever.
All right, thanks, dog.
Yeah, so number one, don't worry about anybody's expectations. Number two, be so dialed in, so locked in, so sharp, so on it to where you go out there and you put your foot on their neck and you're not finna let that fucking, you hitting them with ha, that balloon is not hitting the ground. Bow, ha, I got you now. Now I can feed you whatever I want. Once you hook them, bow, bow. Just be so sharp. Like, I did these military shows overseas. And I was having to perform in front of a crowd that isn't a Chingo Bling crowd. These are like early 20s soldiers. It might be like a female from Montana is there on base looking for something to do. So you got all these variety of people. You might have some Mexicans, some might be from Texas, but you're having to present material that's gonna hit. Even if you are gonna talk about your kids or your wife, they probably, some of them might be single, most of them, whatever. So you gotta adjust and adapt and make sure you just got something in your bag and just be so like true to the game and competitive to know your shit, to go in. And plus, one of the guys on the lineup, so the first city we did was a military base in Qatar. And that was, we first landed, me and 2 other comedians. And we're about to do like 10 military bases. We were going for like a couple weeks. So the first night, Qatar, it's like, all right, Chingo, you're headlining. Greg Morton from Toronto, he's going up in the middle. So I'd never seen Greg Morton. I'm like, okay, what's this guy from Toronto gonna do? Boy, this motherfucker pulled out some Las Vegas shit on your ass.
Damn.
Because it was like an outdoor thing, picnic tables, they're like far, and I'm like, oh, this is not ideal. He went out there, killing them, boom, boom. Next thing you know, he opening up his suitcase, he putting on a dress, he's pressing a button, putting on music. Now he's Tina Turner, rolling down there. Now he bringing up a male volunteer. Oh my God, give it up for your sergeant. All right now, and now he's a drunk chick leaning on him and grab my titties. Stop being so rapey with it.
That's crazy.
And he's just murdering. He done turned into Mick Jagger. All these people. And thank you. He was on like America's Got Talent.
Fuck.
And then it's like, all right, Chingo, you up next.
All right, dog.
Well, that shit, I could beatbox.
Yeah.
So it was one of those where it's like, okay, that's a whole other level. Where it's and he's an OG. He's been doing it like 40 years or something. I was like, afterwards, I'm like, hey, all right, so how about I middle? Let me middle and set up Greg. Let's set Greg up nice. And then he come out, kill it, turn into Tina Turner. And the main guy, Patrick DeGear, he was the main comedian in charge of the whole thing. He lined up the whole tour. And he was kind of like, well, I mean, the paperwork already turned in. And the way we got the breakdown percentages, like you technically, I'm like, bro, Tina Turner?
Dog. Yeah.
Come on. Rolling. I said, come on, dog. He did the turns and shit.
That reminds me of I just seen an interview with Jay-Z when he talks about DMX.
Oh, that's a great story.
That reminded me that exactly. He's all, you mean to tell me I gotta follow this motherfucker, dog? What the fuck? There's 80 cities with this shit.
Yeah. Great story.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's a good one.
Great story. He told that story well.
He did, and then it took me back to that era, dog. I mean, we all know that, bro. That was like, for me, obviously, bro, and all of us, I think that was like a lot of people's pinnacle, bro. That tour.
Love DMX.
Yeah, like that 98, because that's the Hard Knock Life tour, right?
The Hard Knock Life tour was popping. Then the one with Exhibit and M, the Up in Smoke tour. That was when like hip hop tours were crazy, dog.
I also have this personal theory too on the comedy side, bro. That like late 90s, or I mean, even from like 90s to like the early 2000s, right, where there wasn't many platforms, right? It wasn't up to the comedians to promote. It wasn't up to anybody else to bring people in. That was all the club's job. All the comedian has to do is show up and be fucking funny. You show up and you kill. So there's a generation of comedians that are fucking killers, dude. Like 90s to like early 2000s, because that was the only way you ever got on stage. Because the gatekeeper could say, nah, we're not going to have you on.
You got to be a killer.
So like, I think I agree with you. Like in the sense of the music live performers, the DMXs, the Jay-Z's being a great
killer.
Like that came from that generation of like, you got to fucking kill.
You know
what's like you talk about like a Juan Virel and all them homies like that. All these deal. I think like they're part of that generation where it's just fucking beast and killers. Comedy's full of like homies who like no Instagram followers. I don't even got social media. You think they just look like I know a homie Stan Chin. He's a pilot he's a full-time job pilot. Gets on stage and just shreds, bro. And it's just comedy's full of like sleepers like that, bro.
It's crazy.
Hey, when Jay-Z said, now he's growling and he's drinking like a red liquid.
Dead on. Yeah. I just seen that like 2 days ago too.
He said, "Oh,"
and then he takes his shirt off.
Yeah, that's already towards the end. Now everybody's losing it now. Yeah. He's like, now he's praying. So I think they're crying. Yeah. Talk about having such a show. I mean, DMX, man, is just one of the goats.
All heart.
But yeah, it's just the connection with the crowd. There's great footage of him at what's that big festival?
Woodstock.
Oh, bro. When it's in his red fucking Oshkosh Bagosh farmers motherfucker, his overalls, that was crazy. That's fucking crazy you brought up that Woodstock. I was just talking to my son about that because I watched that documentary on Netflix about it. Man, our generation's got some problems, dog. We were a violent motherfucker. We fucked that shit up, bro.
But also, that was a booking thing, bro. Because you book a bunch of rock bands.
It was a booking thing, but it was also an us thing.
Wasn't it rainy and muddy?
But
it was muzz and mud. They were fucking slipping shit too from the fucking the porta potties. But our generation was violent, and we were out there wilding, dog. But I do agree with you, man. It was a booking thing too. How are you gonna have DMX, Sarah McLachlan, and then the Roots? The fuck, bro? Those aren't even the same fucking people. And then they were charging like $30 for waters. So then, you get a bunch of fucking Gen X, early elder millennials in that motherfucker. What happens?
Baby boomers.
We start lighting that shit on fire, dog. Day 3, stage is off, bro. They're throwing shit at each other and it's on fire.
A civilization breaks down.
Yeah.
And it's also a society where nobody's worrying about getting filmed.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
There's no cameras following you around at that time.
Until the documentary aired on Netflix a couple of months ago. Then it's like
somebody had a camera.
Then it's like, Dad, is this you, Dad?
Yeah.
This is you throwing shit on stage?
Damn.
Hey, fellas. Well, Chingo, my brother, I look forward to seeing where you're headed now, dog.
For sure.
Like, knowing again that it is kind of limitless, dog, in age. I mean, look at George Carlin, brother. He went until the last breath, bro. Coming from the hip hop end of things, where they're like, "Oh, damn, you 35? You an old head. I don't want to see you out here rapping."
Hold up,
Hold up,
Oh, bro, I tell you what happened with the homeless guy when he called me OG. This motherfucker.
Damn.
He walked up and said, hey, OG, let me get some money. I said, bro, get your rude ass away from me. OG, bro, I'm at least an unk. I'm a regular G anyway.
And then you drop kicked him.
Unk.
And then you drop kicked him. He's like, Lil Dagestan.
Fuck around and find out. All right.
Drop kicked him.
You guys ready to get the fuck up out of here, fellas?
Yeah, dog.
Chingo, my
Thank
brother.
you, bro.
Of course, brother. Thank you, brother.
If you want to get into stand-up, bro, you know what I mean? I'll give you a little some game and shit. Plus, you got your first joke already. Your first joke is when you do the act out about like, man, you know, back now they talking about don't text and drive. Bitch, back in my era, I was rolling the blunt, had that CD book. You know what I mean? I'm looking out for the hooter. I'm on my way to the...
About to get some dome.
Fucking DMX is praying, dog.
Yeah.
So I could text and drive, motherfucker.
Yeah. So mind your fucking
All right,
business.
brother.
Knees, homie, straight with the knees.
We with it. Anthony, my dog, thank you for fucking pulling up
Hey,
again.
I appreciate y'all. Respect the connect. Every time we're here, looking back on it a year from when I did this one before, right after the Keenan Thompson stuff in 2024, I was like, yo, my goal is to open up for Fluffy. My goal is to do this, and that. All that happened.
You did,
So
bro.
I think like coming back here is always a full circle moment. So I just want to say, man, thank y'all for having us. Thank y'all for the platform. Thank y'all for doing what y'all do, representing New Mexico solid. And go see Chingo Bling live. If you're just a fan of the craft of stand-up comedy, man, it's one of the best live shows you're going to see. It's a full-on experience the whole time. The Unplugged tour coming to a city near you, chingobling.com. My brother, thank y'all for having us, bro.
Of course, dog. Those mics and those chairs are always open to both y'all, dog.
Oh, shit. At Anthony A. Comedy, too. I forgot my
Got
shit.
you. Come on.
I'm so hyped to be with my dog. My
Hey,
man.
they would have started looking for your new nickname, dog, if you hadn't plugged that, dog. Until next time, respect the connect. Peace.
Respect the connect. I like that.
It's bigger than that.